Welcome to Daily Scripture Reading. I do not own the rights to this music. Mark chapter 14, beginning at verse 53 and ending at verse 65. This is the Amplified Version. Jesus before his accusers. They led Jesus away to the high priest, and all the chief priests and the elders, and the scribes, Sanhedrin, Jewish high court, gathered together. Peter had followed him at a distance, right into the courtyard of the high priest, and he was sitting with the officers, guards, and servants, and warming himself at the fire. Now the chief priests and the entire council, Sanhedrin, Jewish high court, were trying to obtain testimony against Jesus, which they could use to have him condemned and executed, but they were not finding any. For many people were giving false testimony against him, but their testimonies were not consistent. Some stood up and began to give false testimony against him, saying, "We heard him say, 'I will destroy this temple sanctuary that was made with hands, and in 3 days I will build another made without hands.'" Not even in this respect was their testimony consistent. The high priest stood up and came forward and asked Jesus, "Have you no answer to give in response to what these men are testifying against you?" But Jesus kept silent and gave no answer at all. Again, the high priest was questioning him and saying to him, "Are you the Christ, the Messiah, the Anointed, the Son of the Blessed One?" Jesus said, "I am, and you will all see the Son of Man seated with authority at the right hand of power, the Father, and coming with the clouds of heaven." Then, tearing his robe to express his indignation, the high priest said, "What further need do we have of witnesses? You have heard the blasphemy, that is, his claim to be the Son of God. What is your decision?" And they all condemned him to be guilty and deserving of death. And some began to spit on him, and to blindfold him, and to beat him with their fists, and to say to him, "Prophesy by telling us, who hit you?" Then the officers took custody of him and struck him in the face. The end. God bless you, and thank you for joining me today.